Ring could definitely have its own streaming channel filled with all the amazing content caught on its doorbells and cameras, but let's not forget these cameras are all here for one reason: security. Nobody wants weirdos creeping around their house, but isn't it better if you know they might be there?
Hey, bring my package back.
And if you can make a statement that your place is one bad guys should move on from? It's been several years since Ring, the company known for its video doorbells, cameras, smart home lighting, and overall security, launched its Generation 2 Ring Alarm wireless home security system. This DIY kit is billed as an easy path to home security, and it has the option of monitoring too for an extra fee. I've had a chance to spend a lot of time with the Ring alarm system and several other components that connect in with it over the last few years. So about 4 years on, what do I think about the system now, and will I still recommend it for you? Let's dig in. Let's see what you get in the box. I opted for the 8-piece Ring Alarm 2. I will also note there is now an option for Ring Alarm Pro, but the main difference here is that the Alarm Pro base station offers a built-in eero Wi-Fi router. If you've already got a router or have no need to upgrade, you'll do just fine with the Ring Alarm 2. The Ring Alarm 2 comes with the base station, which is kind of the brains of your system. This flat panel is what emits an audible siren and the blink blink door open alerts, so you want it to be located somewhere you can hear it. You also get a keypad for arming and disarming the system. You can wall mount this, and it also works as a portable remote control too, since you can remove the keypad from the mount easily. Depending on which kit you opt for, you'll have a different amount of sensors. I had the 8-piece pack, so I got 4 magnetic door and window sensors, 1 motion detector, and a Wi-Fi booster. Additional contact sensors, motion detectors, keypads, range extenders, and future Ring alarm components can also be bought separately to expand the coverage of your system. Now, over the years, I've added additional door and window sensors, as well as Ring's flood and freeze sensors too. Since I travel quite a bit, I find the entire system gives me a real feeling of confidence about leaving the house empty. I know that if anybody comes inside, not only will I know it, I'll be able to see it, and if there was ever any type of power outage that killed the heat or burst a pipe that led to a flood, I'd hear about it in pretty quick order. Ring's setup process is super easy. If this is your first Ring device, you'll have a few extra steps like creating an account and adding your home's Wi-Fi, but if you have other Ring devices, the app should reapply your settings, making setup fast and convenient. Just make sure you set up the base station first. Now, cleverly, the app is going to recognize your kit once you add the base station, and then it'll list out all your components for setup inside the app. You just have to follow the prompts. If you need to figure out which sensor is which, by the way, each one has a small number next to a QR code which will identify it. Installing all the Ring alarm components is quite fast. The 2-part door and window sensors each have an adhesive backing, so you can peel and stick them anywhere. You can also use screws or nails if you prefer, and each one will then slide off for battery changes in the future. The motion sensor also has a sticky back, so it can be wall mounted or just set it on a shelf or a piece of furniture. The whole kit is quite adjustable and customizable to whatever your personal setup needs to be, and it goes without saying that you can also just remove all the components and take them with you if you're moving. With Ring Alarm 2, you can monitor the system yourself and not worry about extra fees, but if you do want that added peace of mind that comes with an alarm security response, you can sign up for Ring's professional monitoring service. Ring gives you a 3-stage alarm response. The first is that you'll get notifications on your phone when one of your Ring sensors is triggered. Stage 2, Ring's team will call you to see if you need them to send help. And the third level is that if you give the go-ahead or you can't answer, the Ring team can send first responders to you. Ring monitoring covers security incidents like break-ins or burglaries, but it also checks for smoke and carbon monoxide issues or floods or freezing temperatures if you have those additional and optional sensors. I took advantage of the free trial of 30 days of free monitoring. It feels good to have it, but during my month I didn't have any type of emergency or breach that required a response, and to be honest, I didn't feel good about faking something and potentially diverting emergency services just to see what would happen. So when it comes to how this response is ultimately going to work, for now I'm taking Ring's word for what would happen. If any of you watching though out there have experience with Ring's professional monitoring, I would love to hear about it in the comments. One of the things I've loved about having a Ring alarm system is that it connects automatically to and is designed to work seamlessly with Ring indoor and outdoor cameras and video doorbells. In the Ring app, you can actually adjust your setup so that if the alarm is triggered, all your cameras can begin recording or your Ring smart lights can all turn on. This is called linked devices. I've had all my cameras connected to the alarm system since I installed it, and I find it's great for peace of mind. Like many similar alarm systems, there are 3 settings. There's disarmed or off, home, and away. With home, only the door sensors or any others you want to add would be triggered. Generally, things like the motion detectors in the house aren't connected for this mode. Using away mode, the entire system, including those motion sensors, is armed. If the system is not armed, the door and window sensors will make a pleasant sounding blink blink noise when they're opened, just so you know someone is coming or going. If the alarm is set, naturally the siren will go off and you'll get a notification that something's been breached. You'll need to shut it off in the app or enter your passcode on the keypad to stop it. While it is possible to set off the siren yourself if you should ever need to, there is something that's worth knowing about the system. It's kind of designed more to scare a burglar out of your house rather than to alert your neighbors. That's because the alarm siren is only going to go off inside your house and it's not really that audible outside the home. This may be another reason you want to investigate professional monitored options from Ring, since it's hard to say if anyone else is going to hear the siren and alert any authorities, maybe depending how close they live. You can hear I've walked out the door and into the yard, and what you can still hear has lowered a lot. Let's talk power. The base station uses AC power to stay connected 24/7, and there is also a backup battery which gives you a small amount of juice. You can also add Ring's power pack in case of frequent or extended power outages. The keypad has a micro USB cord for recharging, so there's no worry about the batteries there. From my several years of experience with it, the keypad charge can last for months. If your Wi-Fi is offline, you can also use cellular backup if you want to add that through the Ring Protect Plus plan so that your system can stay fully online and in communication with you or the monitoring professionals during any outage. The door and window sensors use small coin batteries, and Ring says each one can last up to 3 years depending on use. I'd say from my hands-on experience, that's pretty accurate, and the app will let you know if any of your sensors are running low or if they go offline because of a dead battery. I will say that a few of the older first-generation door and window sensors I've had have become problematic after I replaced the batteries. They just wouldn't reconnect to the system even following a hard reset procedure while I was on the phone with Ring's customer service. Now, I did find this frustrating, but I bought new sensors and they connected to the system in seconds. Overall, even after years of use, I continue to be a big fan of the Ring brand for smart home security and monitoring. All of the alarm components work together seamlessly, and there's never any fussing or disconnection to worry about. If the power or the Wi-Fi goes down at home, I get alerts in the Ring app. The rechargeable keypad is super helpful, and it means I don't have to worry about batteries there, and the rest of the sensors are easily replaceable coin batteries. Ring Alarm 2 is easy to set up, easy to arm and disarm, and it makes it simple to keep tabs on what's happening around the house, more so when you get all your Ring Alarm components linked together with other cameras or doorbells you might have. I get the alerts instantly anytime doors or windows are opened, and it gives me a lot of peace of mind that I can keep tabs on the house from anywhere. I also think it's good you can choose between DIY monitoring or paying to access Ring's professional monitoring, whatever is right for your family and your budget. Any downsides? Well, overall, I think the Ring alarm system works exactly as advertised, and even 4 years on, about 90–95% of the components are still working exactly as they should for me. As I mentioned, a couple of the older door and window sensors seem to die off after their batteries quit. I was able to replace them, but that might be a frustration for some users or make people wonder about backwards compatibility with future Ring alarm systems. In short, I think the Ring Alarm 2 is a great system to keep your home safe and secure, and it comes with pretty much any option you could want, like glass break sensors, flood and freeze sensors, and more. The Ring 8-piece alarm starter kit sells for about $249 US or $339 Canadian, and you can get it from places like Best Buy and Amazon or Ring's website. And if you want to check out some of those other options for home security, I have reviewed almost all of Ring's doorbell and camera lineup. You can check out some of the most popular options right now.